Hi, I'm Pam and I love to cook. Welcome to my kitchen. Hi, today we're going to make chocolate chip cookies. This recipe is from the Forks Over Knives cookbook and it's called Lunchbox chocolate chip cookies. Now this is my favorite because it's a whole food plant-based chocolate chip cookie. And the flour that we're using will include oat flour, which is made from rolled oats. I put mine through a NutriBullet, but you could use a blender or a food processor or a Magic Bullet. The nutrients in oat flour consist of manganese, phosphorus, vitamin B1, magnesium, just to name a few. The other flour that we're using is fresh ground sorghum flour. It contains B vitamins, potassium, iron, and zinc, just to name a few of those. Both of these flours contain fiber. We're also going to use flaxseed, which is ground. You always grind your flaxseed. And flaxseed is a rich source of lignans, which may reduce cancer risk. I keep flaxseed in my refrigerator in a little jar, and I put it on my oatmeal every morning. So first we're going to grind the flour. So we have sorghum, wheat. I'm going to turn my machine on. Okay, we have our sorghum flour ground. We're going to need a 1/4 cup of sorghum flour, so I'm going to go ahead and measure it out and put it in a little container. It's best to have all your ingredients measured before you start cooking. Okay, so let's talk about the chocolate chip cookies. This recipe calls for almond butter, but today I'm going to use chocolate almond butter. I'm going to change it up a little bit. It's really good. I've had it like that before. So the first thing that we're going to do is put our applesauce in our mixer. Now the recipe says to use a bowl and a strong fork. Well, I like my KitchenAid mixer and my whisk attachment. Makes it a lot easier. I buy applesauce in these little containers. I think it comes 6 to a pack. And then it's very simple to measure out how much you need, and you don't risk it going bad before you use it again. So we need a 1/3 cup of applesauce, and it's just about this entire container. Okay, now we need our 1/3 cup of chocolate almond butter. Now you can use almond butter if you want to, it's just as good, but this makes it a little bit chocolatier. Is that a word? Chocolatier. Okay, we want to get all of this out. Into the bowl. Alright, our dry sweetener that I'm using is Sucanat. You can use any kind of dry sweetener that you like, but Sucanat is one of my favorites, and it's healthier than regular sugar. So we're going to turn this on. And it doesn't take long to mix it together. Alright, we need 2 teaspoons of vanilla. This vanilla is made with vodka. So you remember, if you want to make homemade vanilla, find you a jar, get some vanilla beans, and add some liquors to it. Either vodka, or brandy, or bourbon. This smells wonderful. Okay, we need 2 teaspoons. We're going to let this go for just a few minutes. Alright, I'm going to scrape down the sides of the bowl. Okay, this is smooth, so now we're going to add in our flaxseed, tablespoon, scrape down the sides of the bowl again. Okay, now it's time to add our flours. We have oat flour, 1.5 cups. I have a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Okay, now I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of sorghum flour, freshly ground. Now you can use a whole wheat flour that you buy at the grocery store. You don't have to grind it, but you get a lot more vitamins when you grind it yourself. Okay, now we're going to scrape down the sides of the bowl. Now remember, you don't even have to use a mixer. You can just use a fork and a whisk or a spatula and mix it all together. But I just like to it just makes it easier for me. Okay, this looks really good. I've gotten everything off the whisk. And it's all mixed together. So now I'm going to add the chocolate chips, 1/2 cup. Vegan chocolate chips, and a 1/2 cup of chopped pecans that I roasted. Stir this together. I love the Forks Over Knives magazine. I eat a whole food plant-based diet, and Forks Over Knives recipes, none of them contain oil. They're all very healthy. And these cookies are delicious. Our cookies are ready to go in the pan. Make sure with these cookies that you put parchment sheet in it, because your cookies will stick to your pan because they have no oil. The oil in the cookies is basically from the almond butter. So I'm going to take a small scoop and I'm going to scoop out the cookie, place it on the cookie sheet. These cookies freeze well. I keep a bag in the freezer at all times in case I get a chocolate cookie attack. My husband loves my vegan chocolate chip cookie recipe, but I like these better because they contain no oil and I feel like they're better for you. Although the vegan chocolate chip cookies are very good. Okay, the first pan is ready. What I'm going to do is dip my fingers in a little bit of water and flatten out the cookie, because these cookies will not spread out. So you just need to flatten them a little bit. And depending on how you like your cookie, if you like them crunchy or soft, that depends on how long you bake them. So it lasts a healthy chocolate chip cookie. I'm going to put these cookies in a 350 oven and check them after 8 minutes. They may need the full 10 minutes, but we'll check and see. The Forks Over Knives Lunchbox chocolate chip cookies baked for 11 minutes. I left them on the pan for 5 minutes to cool, and then I put them on a wire rack to cool completely before I placed them in this plate. My cookies are a little bit bigger than the ones called for in the recipe, so I got 14 cookies instead of 24. But they are delicious. I hope you'll make them sometime.